Hello all, this is Dswank. I am once again looking at uh, Steam Workshop mods for Space Engineers and going to be covering the last half of the mods that we use in our survival series. We actually are using quite a few. Carry on, the last one that I talked about was Uncle Steve's Armored Ramps mod. This is Relapse's More Armor Ramps version 3.1 DirectX 11 ready finally with caveat. Blah. But basically this is a companion mod to Uncle Steve's and adds a lot of angles and shapes that are not in that pack, as well as a few angles and shapes that should be in vanilla on top of what's already there. So, it's got quite a few, as you can see here. You've got things like the 3x3 corner piece. You've got things that go from 3 to 2 and 3 or 2 to 1 and things like that. So it's actually very nice, and you've got the mirrors and everything. So yeah, really nice, really useful, and you can do a lot of curves on ships with these, which is quite useful. So, and there's heavy and light armor variants, which again is nice. Okay, now we're on to kind of a standard block that just about everybody uses. Again, the Koll Command Console Pack. It is originally by Colt, converted by SE Modder 4, and I think the latest fixes and things are by Ekister. So this mod has had a fairly varied past. Colt disappeared actually before I really got into the modding route, looking at mods for Space Engineers. SE Modder 4 I've seen on occasion. I was around when the DirectX 11 conversion started, and Ekister does a lot of stuff, so yeah, those are some big names. But the Koll Command Console Pack has, it just adds flair and makes everything look good. And if you've never tried it, go mess with it. Okay, now this is Riptide's CW and EE Continued. Picked up by the Witch to continue to keep it updated. Let's see, you've got these walls. Actually, there's 3 wall sets in here that are thin. And then they have some full-size blocks that go with them that look pretty sweet. And you've got these, and you've got a medical bay, and you've got interaction things, you've got windows, and all sorts of things. And then it also comes with these tables, which is the main reason why I grabbed it. This is a pretty sweet desk. This is an awesome looking reactor that has its own components. It uses a magnesium uranium rod for fuel. And this right here is, I think, a bioreactor, but I'm not sure. But this, okay, David Lasher is the other person that worked on this. But yes, I like it. It's been updated to DirectX 11 by the Witch, and yeah, so okay, the static holographic projectors. I like these because they add, again, a flare, and you have one that meshes with Colt's command pack here. That's a big one. Then you have kind of this uber sci-fi with a little bit of Colt flair in there, and it has building stages. The only problem I've ever had with this, and that image right there shows how you fix it. This is actually 2 blocks. It's a rotor, in essence. And this is the base of the rotor, and this is the rotor head, and that's how it spins. you have to look below the globe to that little glowy area to grind away and get rid of the globe. Otherwise, it's very difficult to get rid of and things. So, that's kind of something needs to be pointed out. Okay, Albion Weapon Pack. I love the Albion series. And this is a new gun that he has added recently. It looks sweet. You've got, I think, 10 guns now. You've got, like, this, which is a large anti-air kind of flak cannon, small rapid-fire flak cannon, point defense turret, heavy missile, I think. Missile. Did we miss the Uber torpedo launcher in this? Yes. This is the torpedo launcher, the heavy torpedo launcher, and it's rather scary. Missile launcher, point defense missiles, and then the big railguns. Like 400 millimeter, 200 millimeter, and 150. But these are all done by the Painted Target, and I love them. Unfortunately, there's some glitchiness going on with them at the moment, and only certain ones really work well at the moment. The main cannons don't seem to want to aim at things for some reason if they're on your ship. Other ships will shoot at you with them, but I couldn't get my ship to shoot with them. Okay, Azimuth cargo container. I love these because they have this kind of industrial look to them. These, the larger ones here, are about twice the size of a vanilla storage capacity and size. And then you have the medium ones, which are about 2 times the size of a small cargo container. So, that's kind of their size compared to each other. Gives you a rough idea. The medium one for the small ship is nice because you have large block or large tubes and small tubes on it. The large azimuth that's on the large block converts to a small azimuth on small block, and it doesn't work particularly well. And then on large block you have these ports on it which don't really help that much, unfortunately. And this is another one of the conglomerate groups. SE Modder, I believe, was the first one to put these out, but Tumble and Mexpex kind of joined in with the Azimuth group and are kind of working with them all together. So, Mexpex's heavy mining drill. We haven't used this in the series, but I love them. They look nice. We may be using them, we may not. With the upgrades that we have access to, I'm not sure. But I love just the aesthetic value of Mexpex's stuff. Okay, now we get to our suits. This is by Sectan. It is the suit that my character wears, except my suit color is white. Not the black. And yeah, it's nice. It doesn't do anything other than make my okay, it has a higher hydrogen capacity. Alright. I didn't realize that. But yeah, it's fairly simple. It doesn't do anything else other than more hydrogen. Now this is the one that Fuzzy uses. It is vanilla suit stats, but with a different cover on it. And it looks pretty sweet. And it goes along with his character's story, which we will be talking about on Friday. Because that was one of the questions that's been asked. But yes, this is one of Keen's suits that has been updated and kept updated and functional in the game by the immersion. So now the Tristavis's TVSI Tech Mess Hall type. This is, again, something that we're not... It's not necessary, but the fact that it looks so good, and Fuzzy and I have been talking about doing kind of or upping the roleplay aspect to some degree, and having food, mess halls, things like that. Yes. So, yeah, you have lots of blocks here. You have the fridge, you have different countertops, things like that. You have galley. It's real nice. I like it. I like it quite a bit. Plus, this can be used as a vanity in a bathroom, too. So, alright. Planetless Hodgepodge Skybox. We grabbed this because, well, it's awesome looking. It looks really, really sweet. And is a fair variety of color. We're not using planets, so we thought this would be, it looks like you're in the middle of a nebula cluster. So, that's why we grabbed it. And it looks pretty epic. And it's a subtle thing that, for the most part, isn't that noticeable, but it adds a cool effect. And I forgot to say who that was by. Okay, now we're on to Ekister's Decorations and More, Part 1. Part 2 we also are using. Just because, again, we were talking about the roleplay aspect, and this gives things that you can use for that. Sofas, and sinks, and showers, and electric fences that aren't electrified, bed variations, piping, games, things like that. We've been using this one for quite some time. This one, I like the bunk bed facts, side things. The fact that you can lay down in the bunk beds. You've got exercise equipment. And yeah, so. Now, we are using Sage's high-tech camera overlay. This is something that Fuzzy really likes. I like it too because I don't like the fuzz and aspects that the vanilla camera overlay does. It just, yeah. So, especially when you think about it, modern cameras don't have that problem. In 50 years, I doubt we'll have that issue. So, Industrial Cockpits and More, again by Sage. The Mini Mura is using this quite a bit. So, yeah. We like it, but occasionally it gives us trouble, and we make comments about Sage needing to get his shit together. But for the most part, it's really awesome. It's really awesome. So. Now, transporters, we weren't using them for a while, but they were installed. Now that we know they're working after my new spotlight on them again, we're going to start using them. And yeah. Not much to say other than go back, check out my spotlight of them from last week. So, yeah. Okay, tiered ship tools. This is one Nuke Guards. Rexar, who's one of the devs, worked on it. Katniss, something. And Zero. They've worked on this. It's kind of cool. You have welders, grinders, things like that, and drills that you can weld upgrade chips to and increase their effectiveness and speed at which they do things. So, excuse me. So yeah, I like it, and we've been using it quite a bit in the series, so I'm not that worried about the fact that image is not working. Yay! So, next one, Stone Crusher. Last time we had the Stone Sifter. This one is just basically a refinery that's only for crunching stone, because we're going to be inundated with stone eventually. And, yeah, very simple. Crunches stone. Yay. It's by Hex. Yay. Thank you, Hex. And your little Charizard. Alright. ASI bridge windows. This has been around for a while. Admiral Nemo put them together. I like them because they look kind of like Star Wars windows. But they add kind of this really nice little flair to everything. And the way he did it, you can make long windows. You can make windows that look like this. So they're really nice, and they add a unique flair to things. So, I really like them. And they've got the corner, so yay. Now, we've got a couple of CodeCats containers. Inferis is the creator name. CodeCat is kind of the group name for it. This one I was using on the station to put the nanite on top of. This one's a little smaller. You've got tubes that look cool. You've got storage stairs. You've got other large containers. You've got this big one in the back. And you've got this huge kind of tank container, which is really kind of awesome. Okay, we've got decorated pipes and lights. The wiring and everything, and I believe these hook onto conveyor ports. You can turn the pipes into conveyors through using it. And then you've got pipes that have lights on them for decoration, control panels. So yeah, the main reason why we're using it is it's decoration along with lights. And we can put, I believe we can pipe through them. So, and then we've got Mexpex's Warfare Industries. This is kind of a rebalance and pack of Mexpex's work by Phoenix the Sage. As you can see, he's credited in this. And Super Anchors, I don't know what Super Anchor has done, but the animated 3X battery, this one down here, that has an animation when firing. That one is in, you have the coil cannons, you have the Tellian stuff, they have flak turrets, anti-fighter turrets, anti-missiles, and they've all been kind of balanced and better upgraded and work better. So, yay, I'm happy about that. I really do like the look of Mexpex's stuff. The only thing, if Mexpex could create, and I may message him and ask him and say, hey, I would love to see something like this. I don't know if you're busy or not, and forgive me for being me. But I would love to see a casement-style gun in his, basically a casement turret in his style of weaponry. Because that's the only thing, the only reason why I don't use his stuff primarily is I love casement guns. I love using them that style. And there's only really one mod pack that has that. So, that's Riders stuff. But we're not using Riders as a challenge to me. But yes, rebalance, nice, things like that. And then Rexar's relative inertial dampening. This is new, we haven't used it yet. Same with the previous rebalance of MechSpecs stuff. That was new and came out fairly recently. But we haven't had a chance to play since these have come out. And we're going to give them a try, see how well we like them. We think this could be really good for capturing ships. So that's what we're going to be working on. So, oh, wrong button, sorry. Workshop. I need to look up, because we skipped one in the list that I got from Fuzz. Code cat. Dswank. The containers public one. This one here. Has more container varieties, things like that. The big ones that why I pushed for this was this one back here, this long one, long flat one, and that kind of circular one back there. Those were the two that this one here. Those were the ones that I was pushing for out of this pack. So, yeah. I haven't really messed with this one or this one yet, however, so I might take a look at that. I think one of these is just like a 1x1 square. Yeah, this one, 1x1. This is a 3x1x5, I think? This is 1x1x5. So, yeah. I like CodeCat's containers. Can't say much else about that. So, yeah. That's all the mods that we're using in the survival series. At least so far. So yeah, I hope this helped you, the people that have been asking about what mods we're using. This is kind of our finalized list so far. There may be a few more that I add in if I just, I've got to have casement guns! But, when that happens, I'll probably do a spotlight on it to point out which ones we're adding at that point. So, hope you enjoyed this, hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.